What's going on, true believers? It's your man Bleaves. Today we're going to talk about Floki. We're going to talk about Saitama. We're going to talk about Shinja. We're going to talk about Guzzler. I really don't know how to say that. We're going to talk about the Merit token, and we're going to talk about Kiba. I hope I'm saying that right. This is not financial advice, but I am always right.
I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways.
All right, guys, we're going to lead off with a bunch of little things here. I'm going to transition over in just 1 second, and we're going to talk about a couple of these tokens down the list. Some of them I'm familiar with, and you know that I'm familiar. Some of them I am not exactly familiar with, but maybe we'll become familiar as we go. I think that these are some important tokens that we should probably pay attention because they continue to maintain themselves in the top 10 every single day. With our first one being Floki. Floki Vikings, trading at 13,833. That's down 3% to the previous day. When I started this just a few minutes ago, Floki was trading over 14,197. Then there was a cascade of Chads doing what Chads do, try to sell for just a little bit of profit, and maybe they're trying to position themselves for something better. But the important thing here is this. Floki has a lot going on for it, and it's absolutely crazy in my mind that people would even sell at this point, because when I look at Floki, what I see is a $30 billion minimum opportunity, which means that you've got 25x from where you are right now, and all it will take is one simple catalyst in order to send this thing into the stratosphere. Now, if you're not in for $100,000, then that probably doesn't matter to you, but it's still an opportunity for you to make a tremendous amount of profit. If you didn't get in early and you're just in right now, and this is where you are, then the opportunity exists for you to make a nice up. But you've got to put in a little bit of time, give it a little bit to do what it do. And in fairness, if you are ever interested in looking at a Floki chart just go up, y'all. It just keeps going up and up and up. And with the marketing wallet that they have used, they have been able to maintain for a long period of time just a constant and consistent level of up. And even when you see these little dips right here that are generally followed by these big cascades to the upside, what you are seeing are big announcement after big announcement after big announcement. I'm pretty sure that at this point, Floki is representing every football team on the planet, because they have done a tremendous job with Turkish football clubs, with English football clubs, with French football clubs, with Italian football clubs. They are everywhere right now. I believe they're in an Indian football club as well, and there is a marketing campaign to take over Israel. I apologize for saying take over Israel. I'm sure I have to issue an apology for that at some point, but there are a lot of ads going on in Israel that make Floki the thing to look at, the preeminent token for the future. Now, that being said, yesterday, and I'm going to spoil something, I think. So friends, and this is from Mr. Brown Whale. I think I was going to share something today regarding something. Well, like I said before, we're going to be writing a new chapter in the book of Floki, but we might need to wait till tomorrow, which is today, by the way. So if you're not into Floki, and I'm telling you right now, when you hear this, and I'm going to show you why in just a second, why that matters, then you might want to do whatever you need to do to put just a little bit into Floki for the moment, because I want to make sure that when I explain the possibilities and how the Vikings can conquer this new area within crypto, I want to make sure you, me, everyone are on the boat. I'm going to tell you that these lands we're going to conquer. We're going to possibly make sure most of us don't have to sell a single Floki without giving away Floki, I might add. And I am now going to zoom in on what he did, and I'm going to show you right here, and it's right here. So guys, what you just saw is that Floki is probably going to be creating its own blockchain, and we're about to get an announcement for that. And if you don't think that's a big deal, then let me point out the last one of these tokens that put an announcement out there. And this was on Sunday, by the way. On Sunday, an announcement went out, and it went out from Shinja. that they were creating their own blockchain. Now, if you look at a calendar, when was Sunday? That was the 5th. So on the 5th, Shinja was trading at 26.76. It immediately started to move, and it started to move, and it started to move to the upside. And then it dropped a 0, and it's continuing to move. So if you got in on Sunday night, then you are almost you're at 8x right now, but you're going to be at 10x pretty soon. Why? Because this kind of stuff matters. It's absolutely bonkers what can happen when you have your own blockchain. But I digress. Guys, the important thing here is if you are into Floki and you believe in this product, then I'm telling you right now, there's great things that are about to happen, and I'm calling it right now. We're about to hear about its own blockchain. Now, let's move on to the next one. Saitama. What are we doing about Saitama? Because Saitama has gone through an absolute whirlwind the last bunch of days. And here's what I know so far. Now, just to understand, I am an outsider looking in at Saitama. I'm a big proponent of Saitama, but I do not have the ear of any developers. I speak to NAM every once in a while in casual passing, so I don't have, and I get no inside information. I have no idea what is or is not going on in that community until an announcement is made. That being said, there has been a mighty struggle going on just recently because Saitama did not launch. Now, the problem with Saitama not launching was this. This run-up that took us up and dropped a 0 to 1,698. That happened, and then we had bad video. We were looking at the video. It wasn't that great. The event was spectacular. To anybody who was part of the event, they will tell you that this event was going off and it was spectacular. But the problem is you couldn't really see it because Steve did not get his camera over there. So then that caused this little cascade of sell-off. And then it turned out that, and I kid you not, I actually had an argument with someone over what a release and a launch is. Well, a release and a launch is the same thing. So, but the argument was that this was called a release party, or no, this was called a launch party, not a release party, which was just nonsense. And it was somebody who doesn't know, pretending like they do know, and it didn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. But here's the point. The point is, this started a cascade of sell-offs because what was promised was not delivered. And the reason that it was not delivered was because it had to be audited by CertiK. Enter CertiK and my man Larry. Now, so what goes on from there is all of this right here. You kind of maintain in this area. Now, if you remember, there was a long time where you could just rely on this little channel of support around 8,000. Well, very rapidly, a lot of whales got fed up with it, and they dropped this all the way down to the 4s. It was immediately bought back up to around 8 or 9, but people were starting to see the writing on the wall that this was taking longer than expected. And when you don't have anything to give to your people for an extended period of time, other than wait for it, it's coming, then people get tired. Now, the reason that people get tired is because you're on a product, that being DEX tools, where there's a list of people through Uniswap of other tokens that are going in the opposite direction. So you're dealing with a downtrend on Saitama. And that continues and continues and continues. Then we get to what was last Sunday night, and that was December, I think it was the 4th. Then we get to December 4. And then on December 4, Bitmart gets hacked. Bitmart gets hacked. And now, by the way, just so everybody understands, the audit of Saitama at this point had gone from, I think it was 33%. Then it suddenly goes, it starts moving. And I think we get the notice that it's at 50%. So now everybody's really excited, or it goes to 30%. And everybody gets real excited because now we're starting to see progress. And we had not seen progress to that point. Now everybody has remained faithful to this point. Not only that, but we had this massive dip over here, which was a great buy opportunity, by the way. Or at least we thought was a great buy opportunity, because at this point, we hadn't seen prices like this since this one little drop off right here that was so quickly recovered. So we go here, and now all of a sudden, you see this massive cascade all the way down to 34. And let me tell you, I was in a building at a party for a little girl's birthday, and we were trading at 6014, somewhere around the 6,000s. And before I know it, I close my phone, I sing happy birthday. By the time I'm done singing happy birthday, it's all the way down to 34. The whole thing got absolutely wrecked. Then that's because of, and we found out, was Bitmart, and there was a Bitmart hack. But the Bitmart hack was I want to give the guy credit for it, but it was brilliant the way that it was executed, because what they did is they hacked into it, and then they created contracts. Those contracts became renounced, and that meant that you couldn't stop them. And all it did was sell off and convert everything to Ethereum, and they walked away with a huge amount. And I'm not sure what the status is on that, because I don't care, because it doesn't really apply to me. What applies to me is, where is the buyback that came in from Bitmart? So to this point, we hadn't seen it. Then it started to cascade down, because the sale, it was still coming. You were still seeing these big sales, and they were coming for a long period of time. Then all of a sudden it kind of stopped, and then we got this big up right here, and then a couple of wallets, which were then discovered to be Coinbase conversion wallets, and I'm not sure that that's accurate. Somebody tracked that down, posted in chat that that's what it was. But this right here could very well have been the Bitmart buyback. Now, it could also be, because we're talking about volume and how easy it is for, with 270-something thousand investors, it could really have been just the anticipation and everybody just buying in, waiting for that moment to happen, because that cascade right there, if you look right here, it kind of matches up. Now, one of the things that we need to point out too is that the daily volume was in the 40 million range on average per day when we're back here. So I did some calculations for you guys at one point, and that's where it was. It was $40 million a day. Well, we're down to $8 million a day, which means that 1/5 of the investors are no longer making their plays into Saitama. They need some kind of catalyst. Now, there is a catalyst coming today, if you're paying attention to this and you're still with me after this period of time of me talking, that 10 a.m., I believe. Go check the Telegram for it, but there's going to be a chat where they're going to talk about, I think it was an AMA, was the announcement, excuse me, that there was going to be an opportunity for you to get involved 10 a.m. Central Time, which is approximately 2.5 hours away. So 10 a.m. Central Time, there's going to be a live AMA, and we're going to get some questions answered at that point. Now, I do believe that if you do not have your bag packed by that point, then you are probably going to miss out on a huge lift, because generally when you get the information from them, you're going to get good information, but it also doesn't say it's an announcement. It says that it's an AMA, and I think that they're going to tell you that that Bitmart buyback was probably done within this range right here and part of this right here. You might start finding out that that's what that was, and that there is no more buyback, and now we're just waiting for Saitama to launch, and when that's ready, then we'll start to see a move back to this upside. But it's going to be very difficult to get back to this position, because we have not maintained everything as best possible during this correction period. So we'll see what we see, and hope it plays out really good. Let's move on. Shinja on Sunday night had an AMA again with Larry from Certic. He is getting around, and they announced that they were having they were introducing a blockchain. They are now at a total market cap of $612 million, and they launched on November 7 of 2021, which means that they have made their investors an enormous amount of money over this period of time. And again, if you got in when you heard that announcement on the 5th in the evening, then you are probably sitting at an 8x right now, and you are feeling real good about yourself. There was also a struggle once it got to the point where it was almost ready to drop that zero. There was a massive little struggle here that you could see that took place for about 24 hours before another big move to the upside took them up another 50%. So, guys, if you haven't made a play on it right now, you might want to make a little bit of a play on it. At 606 million market cap, there's enough room for at least a 2x before there's any sort of correction. And that's just a guess from me. That's what I know about these guys so far. I said yesterday that I was a little nervous. I'm not nervous about the token, by the way. I'm just nervous about the people because I don't know them. So, and I haven't had a chance to just kind of mingle and get to know everybody there. So, I'm not sure about those people. And not that they're, not that there's anything, there's no problem with anybody who's in there. So, I'm not saying that there's a problem. I'm just saying that I don't know them. And for those of you that know what I cover, I know the people who are a part of it. So I'm just kind of speaking out here about this without really knowing too much about it. So let's move on. MC, which is Merit Circle, is now trading at $5.17, down 1.7%. It's on this list. It continues to be on here. It's trading with $4.4 million volume, and it has a $220 million market cap. And you can see down here that in the last 2 hours, going into the third hour right now, there is a cascade on the up right here of, it looks like about 20 cents. That's a pretty good day if you're getting a little lift off of it. So I don't know that much about them. I'm doing it for you. Changing the rules of the game. Merit Circle is a decentralized autonomous organization focused on developing the play-to-earn economy. So here we go. Merit Circle is another... Well, that says Axie Infinity. Merit Circle is on a mission to maximize value accrual across different games in the metaverse. We're creating a platform at the intersection of capital and expertise. So it looks like they are going to be a hub for Star Atlas and Axie Infinity and Illuvium, which looks really cool, and Hash Rush, which I don't know anything about this one, but we're looking at a metaverse game. So this is a metaverse token, and it looks like really cool. At a market cap of $219 million, and a lot of these get up to the $1 billion. If you remember, Sandbox is at about a $3 billion market cap right now. So there's a lot of room for growth here and a lot of opportunity. And once these things get up over $5, they do tend to run to at least about $10. So getting it to $10 would be a $440 million market cap. Getting it to $20 would put it at about a $1 billion market cap. So there's an opportunity to make some money here. So I would not sell this one short at all. And there seems to be, probably need to refresh here, but there seems to be a lot of large buys coming in, which means that the metaverse is probably picking up the pace just a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of buys coming in right now. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is Kiba, and look at this candle right now. It's gone from less than 24 hours ago. It's gone from 34 all the way up to 49. It's a 20% increase, meaning that these guys are having a nice lift. And Kiba is the world's favorite crypto meme coin. Kiba is the DEX for memes. Kiba Inu is inspired by Kiba Inuzuka, one of the main supporting characters of the Naruto anime manga series. He's always had his trusted canine companion, Akamaru, by his side. Why didn't we name it Akamaru? Join the Telegram, become part of it. It's your basic meme coin. So, but it seems like there's a lot of enthusiasm for what it is and what it's doing right now. I keep hearing about it, and I keep hearing about the need for coverage on it. And it's got its moments here where it's crashed to the upside really good, then it's crashed to the upside really good again, and now it's accumulating again. And this looks like if it plays out the way this did, if these valleys match these valleys right here, and this is that enormous lift that just happened right here, then you're looking at another gigantic upside. And it's got a $49 million market cap, which means that it's got a very long way to go. Started on October 25th of 2021, so there's still time to get in, make your bag off of it. And then let's move on to StarLink. What's going on, guys? I made a prediction that... and it turns out I didn't even release it after I did it, but I made a prediction. The prediction was that this was going to happen, and I told you the day before that it was going to happen too. I just didn't know when it was going to. I made a video yesterday, which I'll probably upload as a cut or something like that and show you that I was predicting it for yesterday. Because I felt like this was the moment that it was going to happen. But I did feel like it was going to continue moving up. I don't know what happened in the market, but a lot of the metaverse tokens that were going crazy stopped going crazy. It didn't make very much sense. So I guess that was a muted move to that upside right here. And by the way, just in case you're you're needing any qualification of what I've been saying, I've been saying that this trend right here is what's happening right here, and that this right here is what happened last night, and there's your little correction that's happening, and down here, there's your little correction that's happening, and there's going to be a big move to the upside that's getting ready to come. So this was what I was comparing it to the last time when this thing happened. So I think there's going to be another move up a little bit higher, then there's going to be another correction, then it's going to move up again, and you're going to see that parabolic move, probably a little bit higher to finally drop that one. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think that you guys are going to have a market cap of $1 billion within the next couple of days. That's my guess. Moving on. All right, guys, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but I'm trying to cover some of these top tokens for a little while. I want people to want to be informed about what's going on at the top of these charts, that what's good, what's bad, about what's going on. If I'm making any plays right now, I'm making plays and I'm looking for a lot of action. I'm looking for a lot of activity. Now, if I'm a swing trader or a day trader, that's what I'm trying to do. If I'm a long-term player, I'm looking for those new plays. I'm looking for those things like Shinja. Guys, you kind of missed out on Shinja if you didn't get in a couple of days ago, but Shinja still has a lot of money to be made. It is a blockchain, or it will be a blockchain. When that blockchain gets announced, that's going to be a big deal. Spell token over here, this is another metaverse token. There's plenty of things that are going on in these markets right now, and there's plenty of opportunity for there to be money made. Now, most of what I cover has been meme coins, and these meme coins, they're kind of stagnant right now. There has to be some use cases, and then there has to be the promotion of those use cases. So if you're watching me and you're part of those tokens, then these people that are in charge, they've got to do some sort of move to get themselves exposed and give people a show of what they're all about and what their use case is, because that's what's going to sell the product. Guys, that's my time. I hope everybody appreciated this one, and we will see you again on Monday. Unless something crazy happens, then I might make an update over the weekend. Have a good weekend, guys.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining.